Hi!
Hi!
I'm Coco Ferocha.
And I'm Isis Mirage.
And we are here to review RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5, Episode 8, plus Untucked, bitches.
Yes.
We are still in the running for the Untucked Travel competition to win 2 tickets on the cruise. So, again, it'll be around here.
Yes.
I'll put a link.
And I say
you
vote.
can't click it.
Yes. Because we're going to be telling you this each week. So you might as well stop voting if you're not.
Right.
Just saying.
At the beginning of the episode, the girls come back in off stage after Roxy had her breakdown. Now, we mentioned it last week, not thinking that it was the preview, but Roxy apologized to Jinx and, clocked herself and said, the way she was acting was not okay. So,
you can't stay mad at her.
That's squashed, that's done. Okay, so if it wasn't already confirmed that Funky Dineva is having a motherfucking influence on this show, them coming in and going, yes, God, Nessa. The Nessa is just fact. So y'all need to shout out Funky Dineva or something, cause this too much. I love seeing all the long, thick cocks on the boys.
Okay, so obviously the mini challenge this week was just like some sexed up like challenge, like for the viewers, for the gays.
But this is why the show ain't for the kids. Like, I feel so awkward knowing that there's like little girls out there watching this. I'm like, ooh, y'all need to,
Yeah, we're not gonna talk individually about how everyone did because it was just about dick, really.
Right.
And product placement for Christian Andrew
Christian.
Whatever, I don't care. I'll wear your underwear, okay, girl? I'm sorry. Yeah, so Ivy won the challenge, and that was great. They all got their fill of dick, or at least I fill a dick, and that's about it. So, since Ivy won the challenge, she got a free phone call home, which at this point I feel like all of them could use.
Yeah. The main challenge this week was for them to create a fragrance complete with a name, an actual fragrance, and a commercial that they had to film, darling. Miss Alaska doing her Blanche Devereaux voice. I mean, it was never clocked, but that is a Blanche Devereaux accent if I ever heard one, bitch. So I got my life, because she's a Golden Girl stan, honey.
Who is that?
Right. Well, if you ain't, you need to check yourself. Bitch, at this point with the editing, they making Alaska say hi when she ain't even too much saying a word, bitch. She's smiling and it's like chop, chop, chop. Like, get your life with that, honey.
Yeah, just like they did J. Jolie and that damn laugh that was like
my
constantly.
God, please, Lord.
Okay, so this is why sometimes the reviews are a little shorter, because with certain episodes like this challenge, rather than talking about everything, we might bring up a few points, but then we'll really talk about the challenge on the runway when everything's seen as the final piece.
I feel like Aubrey O'Day needs to watch her back, because she finna get jumped by some bitter-ass queens who wanna jump her bitterassbones.com.
Okay! Well, that's something.
No, but she tried it though. She kept trying these queens, bitch. She was really coming for them.
Well, the first one I want to make is the fact that Ivy Winters fucking brought Tokyo instead of a picture of New York City as the backdrop. That is something that I would do.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
At first I felt like Ivy Winters was really having fun with it and just being kind of stupid. But I feel like the minute she got some bad critique, Boo got in her head.
Yeah, it just threw her completely.
Yeah. When Roxy Andrews was making up her words, I know on the runway and everything they said it was unprofessional. But to me, I feel like, improvising at times just makes it flow better because you feel it in that moment and it feels more genuine.
But I feel like these whole parts were so chopped and screwed, and like, even Aubrey O'Day was made to look like the biggest cunt in the world, but
well, like, she wanted to jump her a minute ago, so.
But like, I'm looking at them like compared to the commercials and how good they were, they really made them all look a mess. Which I'm sure they had some funny moments and moments where the, Michelle and Aubrey got their life, you know, while they were getting ready, Alaska found her little photo book of, you know, the house to haunt or whatever, all her friends and family, and that gave her a big boost. So I'm glad that she got that, and
that she fucking brought it with her. She was smart.
Yeah, it was a really cute moment, and seeing her all emotional about missing everyone. And, you know, then it was Ivy speaking to her mother, which was really sweet. She's so lucky to have such supportive family.
Yeah.
And it was just a really sweet moment.
And it makes me wonder, was it the first or the second episode when Ivy wore that hair? I'm like, did she wear that hair because her mama had that same hair? Like, I'm just saying.
Maybe.
Get your life. Makes you look back on certain situations and feel like, you know, you're reading someone's hair and they doing it because of their mom or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, that's the thing with drag is you can't speak too soon because it's art and it all comes from somewhere inside you.
Yeah.
So, is this the time that we find out about who really became together? Because they try to make you think it was Roxy and T-Swords.
Yeah.
And so,
I guess it's Ivy and Jinx. There's obviously some feelings going on there. And I don't know how much of it really played out, like, when they were there filming, because Ivy obviously went home this week. So I want to see this reunion, bitch. I want to see what the tea is.
Yeah. And, Jinx, are you sure you want to get with a drag queen? Because, you know, it's a lot of work, two queens in one relationship. I'm just saying.
Yes.
So, you know, think about it.
Yeah. Ponder that shit real hard, mama.
Because it's a hard life. You just want the spotlight off of yourself. You gotta share her. Ow. Bitch, my... See? This is the shit I'm talking about.
Okay, so let's move on to the runway. So Ru looked stunning this week in her fluorescent orange. Like, what was it? The day before we were at MAC and she was really considering buying the pigment Neo Orange. And then out comes Mother Ru, Neo Orange down. So it was cute. First up on the runway this week was Miss Coco Montrese.
This right here, this is glamour.
Yeah.
This is Vegas. This is rich bitch.
Yeah.
This is the cunt life. The jewelry.
Yeah, the jewelry was gorgeous. The gown was gorgeous, and the print went in the right places. The body was banging. The back chain. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So Coco served it this week. And I appreciate that she kind of stuck to her theme. Yeah. For the perfume commercial. Yeah. Next up, Alaska Thunderfuck. Alaska was giving you business, cunt. I was so here for it.
It was 80s.
She stuck to her theme too.
Yeah,
she slayed
it was really cute. She was going for, you know, executive realness and bitch. Yeah,
like she was giving you like corporate office. Hooker, like the type of bitch that I feel like you might really see like bringing out like a perfume line or something, like some kooky ass bitch. Yeah, it was done.
Next up was Miss Ivy Winters. Now I thought she looked really cute. Yeah, I just felt like it wasn't the right look to go represent your like fragrance. Like, it didn't dress code. I would have expected something a little more fashiony, a little more... I don't know, it was very showgirl to me. And if her fragrance was like showgirl or, you know... But I felt like it was just disconnected from her fragrance.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a question of whether is it enough to be forgiven because it was gorgeous. Yeah. Kind of was. You know, it was stoned down, sparkly... Yeah. I live for showgirls, so...
Yeah, no, I live for it too. I just didn't want there to be a disconnect between what it was.
Yes, but she looked good as fuck though, and I love the jewelry and the hair was done,
and the little waterfall at the back of chiffon. Yes, God.
Next up was Detox. Now, Detox, to me, she is the one that brought you the fashion, the couture, the eleganza.
Yeah, that look was stunning.
Like, it was runway ready. Hair.
Yes, ma'am. You have no choice but to get up all in these cakes.
Yeah.
Get your life. It was stunning.
Yeah, and I really appreciated that you wore your boy hair. Yeah. Like, it was high fashion to me. Like, down.
It was amazing. It was like, seriously, like I have no words.
And that's what Detox tells you she's gonna serve you, is acid, cunt, high fashion, couture, and that's what the fuck it is.
Yeah, she was definitely delivering.
Yeah.
Next up was Miss Alyssa Edwards. Straight out the 80s, coming to take your man, take your money, and take your life.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's my bitch. She was straight out of Dynasty. She was Joan Collins, darling. She was,
everything.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved the color on her. I loved that print, even though it was very wallpaper, but
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
And I just thought the whole thing was gorgeous, head to toe.
Yes, ma'am. It was stunning.
And Alyssa Edwards knows how to give you a runway walk, darling. It's an experience. It's an Alyssa Edwards experience. Next up, Jinx Monsoon. I thought Jinx Monsoon looked really cute. She definitely stuck to the theme of her commercial.
It was definitely period drag.
Yes, and it was really cute. The only thing I can say, even though I feel like she looked good head to toe,
Yeah.
she's kind of done that period thing already.
Yeah, I do feel like it's not fresh for
Yeah,
Jinx.
I feel like it's kind of like one of those situations where it kind of was called for because of the challenge.
Yeah.
So I don't know how she would have gone around that anyway. I'm just saying, trying to, you know, get some different opinions in this review, so we don't just sit here and say, yeah, they're all perfect, I love them.
Yeah.
Because I would kind of like to really, but it is what it is, so.
Finally was Miss Roxy Andrews.
I am not going to listen to anybody tell me that that fabric wasn't the fabric to end all fabric. Like, it was mermaid con, it was just a fantasy extravaganza, it was gorgeous, it was rainbow scales, like...
It was a flawless
They think she
outfit.
worked at SeaWorld, though.
Yeah. The only thing is the belt, it was, now that I watch it again, it was a little bit bulky. The fabric, but I don't know what you did.
You know
to hide
what?
it, like...
That fabric saved the belt. I don't give a fuck. Like, when she came out, I was done. Like, it was over. It was a party. I was into it. I was getting my life.
Yeah, it was a moment.
Like, it was
And she
everything.
was thick and juicy, darling.
Yes, she was. Giving you body down. Like, that was over. Like, Roxy, you really just did that tonight. So first, let's get into Miss Coco's perfume commercial now. I really feel like watching it, sitting here now watching it, I'm like, you know, it kind of flowed. I didn't feel that she did a bad job. She gave you pretty much everything apart from a background that wasn't really like overdoing it. But besides that, I thought she did a good job.
Yeah, she did okay. It was a little too much leopard, and I love leopard, but it was just it made it detracted for it made it look so like cheap. The leopard print background made it look cheap. Like if it would have been a different background, I think it would have looked different. And the whole Rue Animal, I don't know about the name. She could have called it something else.
Yeah, the name is neither here nor there. Once Ruth said that she had to call her lawyers, I would have changed that. But hey.
Next up was Miss Alaska.
I feel like Alaska really was able to be hilarious in her commercial while still making it feel like a true perfume commercial.
Yes. It was so good. It was so well done. It was so funny. 10s across the board.
And like,
no words.
Even still, after watching it and laughing at everything, you be like, you know, I kind of want to try that perfume. At the end of the day, she sold it.
Yeah, it was just perfection.
Yes.
Next up was Miss Ivy Winters. Now this bitch just came for Hussein Chalayan's Fall Winter 2013 collection in one swoop of a dress, bitch. This was filmed like, I don't know when, but I'm just saying, Ivy Winters is on some slick motherfucking shit to be pulling stunts like that. That was flawless.
She has fucking talent to pull off tricks like that and garments like that can do things like that, bitch.
It's such a shame she wasn't able to showcase that on the runway. But I mean, Ruth saw it anyway, but...
Yeah, sickening.
Yeah.
As far as her performance goes, she seemed a little jumpy, a little unsure of herself and like her commercial in general. Yeah. And almost a bit nervous. But I mean, like I said before, I feel like the critique she got during filming just got to her.
Yeah.
Detox's commercial was just fucking genius.
Yeah.
And hilarious.
Yeah.
And like, it was a fully realized idea. She stuck with it.
Yeah, the name itself was flawless. I was like, okay, bitch, that's cute.
Now, what sealed the deal was available at the clinic.
Yeah.
That for me,
it was flawless,
like,
and that was the period at the end going, yes, God.
You know, it was a bold move to go out with something like that and, you know, be funny with something like that, but at the end of the day, that's her name, that's her drag, that's like what she does, and she was able to pull it off perfectly. So thanks to you, Detox, for turning it out.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like it would have only needed a little bit of tweaking for Alyssa's commercial to come out how I feel like she would have wanted it to, because like, it was the fact that she was talking about a secret and then come to find out the secret is her secret, but you don't actually know what the secret is.
Yeah.
That made it feel like it wasn't a fully realized idea.
Yeah. It came across a lot flatter than I know she intended it to be. And it was a good idea, and it came off very, like, commercially, but it didn't have the funny that it just, not that it needed to be super funny, but just a little humor there, a little twist.
Yeah, like, I feel like her performance, like, you know, there were fucking cover girl moments where she would look at the camera a certain way and her pussy was on fire. Yeah. I just wanted her background, like the story of her commercial, to make more sense.
Yeah. Next up was Miss Jinx Monsoon, and bitch, she turned it. She was all like leading up to that moment at the end where it's like, bam, it's all a dream, delusion by Jinx Monsoon. It was perfect. The idea was so fully thought out and fully realized in its execution. I have to give her 10s. It was really, really good.
I felt like Jinx Monsoon definitely had a very original concept. I thought it was hilarious, and the way she executed it was flawless. Like, during the filming or whatever, I wasn't sure whether she was going to turn it out by the way that it seemed things were going, but she did that, and it was hilarious. Even though we know Roxy winged it or whatever, like, I feel her commercial was good. I feel like what she intended to do was done.
Yeah, she gave the reveal.
Yes, she's talking about being thick and juicy and not worrying about being
petite.
Petite, yeah. And I watched that, I'm like, yeah, we don't need to worry because you look good, bitch.
Yeah.
So she did that to me, and she looked fucking gorgeous, and I thought it was cute.
Yeah, she looked really beautiful, and I thought it was funny, had the right kind of attitude and delivery.
And like very like happy-go-lucky, bubbly. Yeah. Now on Drag Race, obviously, everything has to be looked at as like one big thing, but you know, in the real world, to me, and I, you know, have never filmed a commercial before, apart from Island Chuck wants to go watch that, but, you know, she didn't rehearse, like, the lines, she kind of improvised more so, but I feel like at the end of the day, if the final product is good, you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
So I wasn't mad at it.
Completing the job in a lot of time, I feel like.
Yeah, and it's not like she was being like unprofessional by being like rude and stuff. Yeah. Like she just decided to be more natural with it. I didn't feel like it was really that big a deal.
Hi everybody, it's me, Angela Raiola, aka Big Ange. Okay, so the challenge winner this week was Miss Alaska Thunderfuck. Well deserved. Turn the party. About
finally
time.
Fucking
Everybody.
Yeah.
And the bottom two were Miss Ivy Winters and Miss Alyssa Edwards. Alyssa Edwards motherfucking ate that shit. Yeah. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She put some in the fridge. She went to the fridge in the middle of the night and she snacked on that bitch. Yeah. I got my life. She was dressed so right, and the moves.
Sometimes in Drag Race, like certain lip syncs are just down to one of the bitches, because like it's a moment, it's a fate moment, and everything just falls into place. And that's what it was. Like off the bat, you could see like, yeah, Alyssa's gonna do this. Yeah. You know, Ivy did a pretty good job, but I just felt like it wasn't the right look, and I don't know if it was the right decision to stay still.
lips. I don't know.
Listen, me personally, like, I much prefer that she stay still than she two in the other bitch's mug.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
It's gotta be one or the other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, she could have definitely used the stage more and stuff, but I think she just felt like doing her thing and, you know, captivating her audience, and she knew that Alyssa was gonna fucking, like, move the house down, so Ivy Winters, and yes, we'll say it for one last time, Ivy Winters! Yes, she went home.
Yeah, definitely sad to see her go. She was always bringing something different to the runway.
Yes, talented queen.
Yeah, so I look forward to seeing more from her. Okay, so let's move on to the Untucked.
Now, first of all, I want to say this Untucked was a hot ass mess.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Coco. Girl. Listen, because you told me on Twitter when the reviews were starting that we had to clock you, we could do so.
Yeah.
So here it is,
I smell
and
clock.
it ain't even it ain't even like
it's
that.
No tea, no shade, like for real.
On the real, Miss Coco. The thing is, I don't even feel like this was a challenge where the funny queens were expected to be funny and the pageant girls or whatever were meant to be, you know, sexy and glamorous. I just think that it's a situation of where if you're gonna be funny, you're allowed to be funny even if you're not known as a campy queen, but you gotta take it there and take it there fully. Like, you gotta go the whole fucking way with it.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not a matter of like whether you do one thing or the other. It's that you just gotta be committed to whatever the fuck it is you were doing, and for whatever reason they felt that someone else did a better job that week.
Yeah, I just feel like Coco Montrese is doing herself no favors right now, because every Untucked for as long as I can remember, she's had some issue with somebody and she's trying to, you know, address it, but it's just not coming off good. Now, I will say that in this whole situation, I feel like Coco is getting edited worse than other people, but at the end of the day, that is what she gives.
Yeah,
they can't make up.
The extra is the
they can, but
you know, and like cutting to her and she's looking all nasty. Yeah. Like, that part, that can be misconstrued, but for what you're saying and where you're coming from, like, I feel like you're just coming from such a place of like misunderstanding the reality of the situation and feeling lost.
Yeah, you know, we got into it last week about, you know, her dress on someone else is a completely different thing because it's about the overall effect, and that kind of whole issue came up again, and there's no need for us to cover it again because I said everything I want to say. Yeah. Like, you know, it's not got to do with a specific person wearing a specific outfit, and if I would have worn that, well, it's about your overall look. And, you know, and how you sell it, and whatever the case may be.
And Miss Coco, you won the comedy challenge. That goes to show that you could have gone into this challenge had you wanted to and just been kooky and crazy
and funny. Because if it was funny, it wouldn't matter what they expected you to do. If you would have sold it, whatever it was, 100%, it would have come across.
And you could have done that because, you know, you won the fucking comedy challenge. You can be funny. You know, that's already been proven. I just feel like it's coming from a place where you feel like you need to do what it is that people expect you to do, but you want Drag Race to show that you can be more than that. So do that, and if you decide not to, whatever the case is, that's on you. It ain't on nobody else in that room, because no matter what anybody did, better or worse than you, it doesn't touch you. Whatever Jinx did does not affect your performance in any way. Whether she did good or bad, it doesn't touch you. Yeah. Because they thinking about you solo, and that's what it is.
You know, like I said before, it's no tea, no shade. We love Coco Montrese. It's just that she is going ham right now, and we gotta
speak up on it. Yeah. Now, Coco, I remember being most excited for you to be on Drag Race because I've seen you on Facebook, and like you were always sending such positivity and like really like things to think about and always posting stuff like that. So I thought you were going to be on the show, like, you know, all about that. So seeing you getting into it with people, I just want you to remember who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. Because I know you got that in you, but you letting stuff get to you, girl, and you just got to remember that this show is more than you winning a crown or anything. It's having a voice and having a platform, and you should be focused on the things that you would normally be on the regular.
Yeah.
That should be your focus during this competition, and not worrying about somebody else, because you could be doing something more amazing.
Yeah, and more productive with that time.
Arguing, exactly, and that's all it is.
I'm glad Jinx stood up for herself, because, you know, I feel like it's time for her to speak her mind, and I haven't really seen her be like, no, like, I'm doing me, and sticking up for herself. So I'm really glad she did. And, you know, it seemed like most people in the room agreed with her that Coco was trying to comfort her with that comment.
Yeah, I mean, there was no going around it any type of way. And because, I mean, what was said and what was done, the action was there.
Yeah.
And she really tried to save it. But it's just very frustrating as a viewer, because I know that Coco isn't a malicious person.
Yeah.
But it came off like kind of nasty.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just wish that you wouldn't have even given the cameras that. You know, like, I understand it's a competition and everything, but I mean, you just gotta take everything with a pinch of salt, because even if the case is that it's not a level playing field and people are judged individually,
Yeah.
so what? Either do what you came here to do or don't.
Yeah.
Sit there and kiki about something else. You don't have to talk all day about this, that, the third, and get your panties in a twist about everything. Just have fun with the damn fucking challenges, bitch, and do it. And if they like it, they like it.
And
if they don't like it, oh well. You know, I definitely want to give thanks to Detox for really trying to get Coco to understand, and being the voice in the room that said, no, I'm not going to sit here and listen to this.
Yeah.
And standing up for what she felt was right.
Yeah.
And being, like, attempting to be the peacemaker.
Yeah.
So, good on you, Detox. And honestly, I hate to say it, I feel like Coco kind of, when Detox addressed her, she was a little bit more respectful. The minute that Detox said something to her, she kind of snapped out of it for a minute.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just, you know, the editing or whatever, but that's just how it came across to me. There was a moment there where it was kind of like, maybe because she sees Jinx on a different level to Detox or whatever, but in that moment something happened there where I was like, my point stands strong, because the minute that Alyssa, someone that she's been having problems with throughout the competition, the minute that she said something too, Coco went back to kind of being a bit more sassy with it. So I'm just saying, like, you gotta, like, be able to, like, listen to what people are saying.
Yeah.
Because everybody's saying the same thing, but you're reacting kind of different ways to each people. It's like, just hear it, girl, just get over it, because it's too much.
You know, the ladies got a peekaroo, and it was time for them to move to the other room, to the gold bar, to get a message for none other than Miss Coco Montrese from her husband, and it was really emotional and sweet. And it was good that Coco had that moment to ground her back down again and make her realize, like, what's important, and, you know, it was cute.
And also give the audience a chance to maybe breathe a little and not be so frustrated with her, because like, people do the most sometimes, and they gotta remember that this is a TV show and there's a lot at stake.
Yeah. $100,000.
Yeah, and not only that, but I mean, you know, your whole fucking career is on the line, how you gonna look and how well you do. And so it was good to, like, see, like, you know, she is a human being and she has been through things. And, like, we gotta realize that we're all human, we all make mistakes, you know, and things happen. So, people, remember this moment, because we're on the same level. You know, just because we do drag don't mean we are these characters that we put out there.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of our review, bitches.
Yes.
So tune in next week when we'll be back to let y'all have another episode with the girls.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Why am I so scared?